Welcome, everyone. We are back. We're missing one, but it's all right. Me and Cody are here to bring it to you guys. It's an away game for me, so if the audio is bad, my apologies. Just kind of throw it in the comments, and I'll try to just mute myself or something. But back with my man, Cody, 25K to first. Biggest WNBA contest, I believe, ever, right, Cody?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's massive. We get a 4-game report, which 4 games are semi-rare. Hopefully we can start to get more, but I doubt it since we won't have any more break days for a while. But it's a very unique slate. I think we were talking about DVP backstage, and we'll get into that more later. But we both agree that this first game might be going a little too under. I'm getting right into it today because I know people probably busy. But yeah, so let's break down this first game. Talk about basically what you're saying backstage of how much you like it and how you think it's going under the radar.
I really do. I think it's underrated, and I love like this game in general for tournaments because there's a big gap in the games. Like obviously, typically like when you play most slates, everyone wants to play the early game, so they're winning cash, and at the end, if they lose, they lose. But this game with it starting, 3 hours before all the other games, it's flying under the radar. It actually has the second highest total on the slate. Like I really think this. I'm calling it the toilet bowl because both the teams aren't the best, but people are sleeping on Indiana. They've played 11 games in 20 days. They're well rested. They haven't played since Sunday. I think that's going to have an effect on how they play, and I really think this is a game Washington could win, maybe.
Ooh, okay. So that's. I'm glad you brought the total. Let's go ahead and get to that. What's the totals for all the games, starting with the Indiana-Washington game?
Indiana is a 3.5-point favorite on the road, over under 161.5. Storm and Aces Aces are 7-point favorites, over under 166. Lynx at Mercury. Lynx are a 5-point favorite, over under 161.5. And Wings at Sparks. Wings are 4-point favorites, over under 160.5.
So, we do like this first game. That's what I kind of wanted to see because there's so many good plays I wanted to get to. But I wanted it to be backed up by Vegas saying it's going to be a pretty high-scoring affair or not just a complete dud. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and take the softball easy pitch. I think one of Nalissa Smith or Boston should be in all your lineups. If you're doing 1 to 10, maybe if you're doing like 20 to 30, you don't. But I think one of these two, I think you can sprinkle a couple lines with both, honestly. It's just they don't have any other bigs. And Washington is a good DVP spot. Don't always listen to DraftKings on DVP, but they just – without Shakira Austin, who I think – I don't know if the analytics will back me up, but it is their best front court defender. Without her, it's just barbecue chicken. And these two are the only other really consistent offense besides Caitlin Clark because Mitchell can't shoot, and that's basically all they have. So I think I'm going to have a rule of having one of these two in every lineup. Cody, I imagine you're in tune with me, right?
I am. I really like this spot with them. I like Clark. I know she's 11K. I love her for tournaments. Would not shock me if she puts up a 50 burger. But the real bread and butter matchup here is Nalissa and Boston. Both of them should absolutely eat. We just watched yesterday what Angel Reese and Cardosa and Harrison, all of them were just feasting down low. But on the flip side of it, like it's a great spot for Edwards too, because Boston and Nalissa also are the same, and they're just sieves. They leak defense. They don't want to play defense. And I really think this game, a lot of people are going to go like Nalissa Edwards, Boston Edwards. I think there is merit to going Boston, Nalissa, Edwards. You could even like 4-stack this game. It is scary because like Seattle and Vegas is just an absolute track meet. That game is going to be crazy. But if you're trying to win 20K or 25K, not even 20, if you're trying to ship 25K solo, I think this game stack is sneaky.
Okay, so we know who the kind of the obvious plays are, like who we just mentioned. Aaliyah Edwards is going to be massive chalk for good reason. With Shakira Austin out, she's starting. It's a good matchup. yada, yada, yada. Melissa Smith and Boston are good are just great plays because they're not priced correctly yet for the matchup and without Fag Benley in the lineup. So, but let's talk about the other plays in here that Caitlin Clark's 11K.
It's tough.
It is tough because I just love the other plays. Like, you get the Dallas game is going to be awesome, and I really like Enrique, and I can save money doing it. So, who would be, besides the 3 chalk forwards, who would be the fourth best play in this game, in your opinion, points for value?
I think it's Abby. I really just love her upside. I know she's disappointed, and that's what makes me really like her. She has 40-point upside. She has consistent 30-point upside. She's just not shot the ball well. 4 of 12, 3 of 12, 0 of 12. She's just not putting the ball in the basket. She needs to sink a couple shots to start the game, and she could put up a 40 bomb and carry someone to the top at like 4% ownership. There's really just not it's gross. I think the ownership on this game is going to be pretty condensed. We talked about Edwards. She's just going to be massive, massive chalk. You pretty much have to eat it, in my opinion. There's just not a lot of great value on the slate, but I'm not expecting 50 from her again. There was foul trouble with Dolson. There was foul trouble with Hines Allen. They didn't really want to play either of them. And Edwards was smashing, so they left her out there. She played 36 and a half minutes, had shot 10 and 12 from the field, had 4 or 5 stocks. I'm not expecting that. I would expect her to get close to 30 fantasy points and push 5x in her salary. She's an auto click. I also kind of like Kelsey Mitchell. For tournaments, she always pops up in these whenever there's big money up top because of her usage.
Look at that.
She is as score independent as they come. Her last game, she had 0 peripheral stats. But if she pops and shoots 10 of 15 and gets 6 peripheral stats, she's probably going to be optimal.
I'm a sucker for Kelsey Mitchell and Ariel Atkins. They chuck the ball. Now, Van Loo is really just starting to do a lot of the ball handling. That's where Atkins' assists have been hit lately, but if she's making her shots, the ball is just going to naturally find her, which will lead to more assists. It's kind of goes hand in hand where she's missing shots. Oh, what up, Clutch Boy? I got a shout out Clutch Boy. The dude's been dominating on FanDuel. Guys, if you have FanDuel questions, please just drop them in here. I know it's obviously DraftKings focused, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm not a FanDuel hater. So a lot of people will just hate on FanDuel. I'm not a FanDuel. I'll gladly answer FanDuel questions and not talk shit about it. So,
hey, 2K.
Oh, they finally upped it. That's awesome. Good for them. Okay, good for them. Oh, before we go on to the next game, which is there anyone else you want to talk about here? Mitchell, great GPP play for the big man. Atkins is the same way. Van Loo's just, you can't really score. You need that 8 assists, and that's just a lot to ask.
She seems like she had feeling in her first couple games that she played. Really, you can take shots on a Story Walker Kimbrough if you're playing a lot of lineups.
What if you do a lineup? What if you do a build with Aaliyah Edwards, massive foul trouble? Are you playing Hines Allen? How many lines would it take for you to be doing tonight to have a swap of Hines Allen instead of Aaliyah Edwards? 8, 10?
Maybe 20.
20? Okay.
Maisha Hines Allen, my only issue with her is this last game, when Edwards was nuking, they just didn't play her. She played 8 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you need that. Yeah, you absolutely need the foul trouble.
Yeah, and
you have to.
You're not far off because Edwards, when she was at UConn, she was always in foul trouble. Always.
She did. I think one of her starts this year, she got in massive foul trouble pretty quick. Yep. I think it was her second one, but that was against the Liberty. So, guys, whenever you're going through the games log, you're like, oh my god, why did this person have 14 last game? You go and look at play against the Liberty. Well, that's a horrendous matchup. It's the best front court in the WNBA. Don't play people against the Liberty. There we go. Yeah, I should clutch with the FanDuel questions. That'll make my life easier. The dude's a stud. All right. He has literally 5 shippers on FanDuel. It's insane. I bet the people who were playing over there are getting so pissed. On to the next game. Before we go to the next game, I forgot to do the housekeeping last time. So, guys, Cody, we'll do my stuff at the end. But, Cody, where can the people find you on Twitter, and where can they find you? You're doing YouTube daily videos. You're doing for me. I wake up, I go to the gym. I want something to turn on real quick. Boom, you're there. So where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter, CRePass90, same as my username here. Find me on YouTube, CRePass90. Every day there's a DFS WNBA slate. I'm posting content for it. I was out this past weekend, but I mean, I think we're on like a run of like 20 straight days, and I'll have content for all of them. I do think we got a 2-gamer tomorrow, and then I think we're right back with a 4-gamer on Sunday. So
and we'll be back. We're going to try to do a show for that one too.
Yeah, it is NBA day, but I mean, I still think they'll have a good contest for it.
Maybe a 10K. It'll probably be a 5K, but we can be optimistic.
I hope it's 10. I hope it's
we got a couple Phoenix questions. I'll definitely address this once we get to the game. As far as Grinder and Sutton go, but we'll talk about that. So I won't forget about you guys, I promise. Seattle and Las Vegas. This is the highest total, right?
Yeah. 166, I believe. Yeah.
All right. So, elephant in the room, how are you prioritizing, or how much are you prioritizing getting Asia Wilson 12.4K in your lineups?
I think if you're not playing a completely balanced lineup with nobody over 10K, I think you just have to play her. Like, she's just like, it's insane. She's a walking 50 bomb. That's 4K in her salary, or her salary right there, like 4X in it. And she has upside. 70. It's ridiculous what she's doing. And this game is going to be close. If it blows out, like, you're just unlucky.
Talk about the matchup. Could it be a matchup plus price fade?
It's not the best matchup because Ezzy is a good defender, and I could see Seattle maybe swapping and putting Ezzy on her. I think they'll start with NECA, and if NECA's just getting absolutely cooked, they may go Ezzy. I'm waiting. The one game that Asia really struggled was the opener against Phoenix. She dominated the first half, but the second half, Phoenix come out and played just a straight-up zone and guarded her, pretty much doubled her every time she touched the ball and made other people beat them. And if you remember, Phoenix almost beat them that game and did beat them the next time they played.
I was asleep, but I woke up and saw it the next day. I was like, oh, my gosh, the Aces aren't that good. They're really missing Gray.
Someone to really try that with her and see how she reacts. But if they try to guard her one-on-one, she's the best player in the world. She's going to
barbecue chicken alert.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
And okay, so now we're gonna talk about Tiffany Hayes coming back and looking good. The team just gets strong. Like, the rich get richer. That's how much is that throwing a wrench in what you're doing with Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum? Tiffany Hayes came back first game off the street, 21 minutes, 26 fantasy points. Have to imagine she'll be popular at 6,800.
She's a great player. She fits this team perfect. Like, what
they needed her. Ball handling, right?
It's ridiculous. You said it. Rich get richer. They really want to go small at every chance they get. Like, Stokes starts, she plays 20 minutes. Every now and then she'll get an uptick to like 28 minutes. But for the most part, they want to play practically 4 guards in Asia to 5 and just run. And just run the entire game and say, cool, the first team to 90 wins. I think this game it's probably going to be the nuts. And the person that wins all the money is going to get this game right. If for some reason it either blows out or it underperforms and they are underweight or have no parts of it, it's just massive leverage. And if I'm making a bunch of lineups, I would have some that didn't have any pieces in this game and just hope for something funky. You just never know. I really like Hayes tonight. I think she's priced about fair, but she's not a priority for defenses. Everyone's going to focus on Asia. They're going to focus on Jackie Young. Plum has been not as good this year, but she has a big ceiling. If she's going to be low owned, like I expect her to be, she could pop a slate.
So, Asia Wilson going to be a main team player? Because I personally, it killed me the other night. I'm once again going to try. I'm going to try fading again. It's scary, but is Asia a main team play for you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, she's in my main lineup. I had to start my build with her. I just immediately clicked her just because like I've been trying to get cute this whole season. Like every game, I always would go like, oh, maybe this is a game where I can go Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum and just get massive leverage to the field if Asia has a floor game. Well, apparently her floor game is like 50. So there is no floor game with Asia that would kill anyone playing her. Like as many shots as she's putting up, I just don't know how many lineups it would take. Like if I was playing over 100 lineups, I would probably have like 75% Asia. Like I really think right now, the way she's playing as locked in as she is, the only way she fails is like random massive foul trouble. And I think even then they're going to leave her out there and maybe like a fluke injury. And there's nothing you can do about that. Like if that happens, like you're just rinsing the money away. But just the way she's playing right now, I mean, she's getting like 5 to 6 stocks a night. She's piling up the rebound. She's getting us
counterpoint.
Let's see.
There's so many 10K plays because it's a 4-gamer. There's so many 10K plays. I'm going to try to find the right combination to get close to what she posts and save like $2,000.
There's a couple people that really could post the same number as her. Like a few games ago, I got the Jackie Young ceiling game, and I told everyone that, look, I think Jackie Young is going to outscore Asia tonight. She did, and it was big leverage. Like it helped. It was the only night I got lucky with the Asia fade. But I agree. I really like Fee. Fee's like 1,300.
I love the matchup. I love Minnesota
matchup there. Enrique, obviously crazy high upside. Joel Lloyd, we haven't even talked about her in the game.
This whole game, like I mean, there's so like I mean, guys, like I'm sorry, like there's so many good like Diggin Smith. Let's just rank them, Cody. Let's rank them points for value as far as what you can fit in a lineup. Here's how I'm going to rank it. I'm going Diggin Smith. I'm going Lloyd Asia, NECA Young, Ezzy Plum.
See, I think I still start with Asia.
That's fine.
I think I still start with Asia, and then I go like Diggin Smith, Jackie Young. Just the peripheral, the floor that she has with her peripherals is too much to really.
There's no value in this game. Like I mean, obviously you're playing Tiffany Hayes. You're playing Tiffany Hayes, but you can't play anyone else now that Seattle's fully healthy, and now that Tiffany Hayes is in the rotation. Kate Martin is unplayable.
I guess you can play like Kia Stokes. Like
because she starts, yeah. I mean, you're going to start her 5,700. Seattle's big, so maybe she is.
Look at her.
Yeah, it's not great. You fall in a last spot. Like if you love a lineup, you're like, man, I need a 5,700 forward. That's not like. I mean, I guess that in that case, I'd be fine with it. All right, let's get to a team that has a lot of good plays. Not the Sparks. I'm so done with the Sparks. But I mean, what sucks is they have a good matchup. They have a good matchup tonight too. But
one team has a lot of good plays.
Yes, and then there's Sparks.
I mean, like 25K up top, depending on how many lineups you're making, you can take shots on the Sparks. But
Lexi Brown. Let's talk about that. You know what? Let's go reverse. Let's not talk about our favorite plays in this game. Let's talk about the plays that are like borderline that you could play in the big GPP. I'll start first. I'll go Lexi Brown.
I like Lexi. Like 5,500. She played 20 minutes last time out. She's just not shot the ball well of late. She is getting run though at 5,500. I think they're just going to go with the hot hand. Whoever plays well is going to get extended a little bit. I'm going Euro.
I knew you would. That's why I left it for you. And now tell the people why.
If you look, the game she played the most minutes was against Dallas. Obviously, we know Brink has massive foul concerns. She's practically in foul trouble every game. I love her as a player and as a prospect, but she still has a lot to learn about fouling at the professional level. A lot of the time, the Sparks like to go small, and play Hamby as the only big and play 1 million of their guards that they have. And they all want to play 10 minutes. But you can't go small against Dallas. I mean, Hamby cannot guard Big T or Kalani Brown. It's going to have to be you. And that's why I think at 4K, she's like one of my favorite values on a slate where there's just not a lot of good value.
This is, oh my gosh, better under 4K. Oh,
you are fishing. Probably burger. Probably.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Whew, goodness gracious. It has to be under 4K. If it's just 4K, you can just play Yuri. Man, I really like Sheldon. I wish she played.
I love her. When they drafted her, she was like one of my favorite draft picks because she fits the team so well. She's perfect for that team. She's 3-and-D. They're just not playing her. And Uzin's played well. Like, I get it. But I think Coach Trammell has like a love affair with her because I think it should be like you should be giving more minutes to Sheldon. I mean, she was your prize draft pick. Yeah.
So my biggest debate today is Uzin versus Tiffany Hayes. I keep every lineup. I need like a sub 7K guard, and it's between those two. And I think most of my lineups are going to have one or the other. Cody probably kills me. It'll probably be a completely different building structure, but I just feel like Uzin's a cash play for me. She's in my cash core actually. Shot terrible, but she's just going to have the ball in her hand so much. I think she did lose a little run because she was shooting so absolutely. She's not asked to shoot amazing, but she can't be absolutely like horrendous, like shooting 12% from the field.
I mean, she played well against the earlier this year. I like her. I have landed on that same like Uzin or Hayes, and I think I went Hayes. I think I'm split. I think I have one of each. Let me look to be sure. I don't want to lie.
You're talking about Sheldon? PhD, I'm going to talk about Sheldon.
No, I'm talking about in my line. Uzin and Hayes. Like the ownership between those two.
50-50?
I do. I have one of each. So
yeah.
I just don't like playing a lot of lineups, but I do think like price wise, like what you said, she's a great play for cash, especially. I mean, she's going to play at least 30 minutes with the potential to play like high 30s, whereas like Tiffany Hayes only probably going to play low 20s minutes, but Hayes is a lot better of a scorer.
So let's do one lineup guy. Gun to his head. He needs one person. Uzin or Hayes. I'm going Uzin. I need the floor. Like I'm playing. I'm not playing a sub 7K person for them to like nuke the slate. Just give me what I need you to get.
Yep, I think you're right. I think if you're only playing one lineup, I think it would be Uzin.
She has had a way better usage too.
Yep.
And there's a lot of mouths to feed for the Aces. So
yeah.
Okay, now up top, the most important part. I mean, not really up top because you got Billings, you got McCown still, who was awesome to us last game. I think I might be off because it's a little bit tougher matchup. Maddie Segrist is probably still going to be popular again, as she always is. Enrique is probably my favorite play on the slate, personally. But
I love me some Enrique.
What are you doing with Segrist and Billings?
I think Billings is going to be popular. I mean, it's the team that she was on at the start of the year. They cut her. She got on with Dallas. She absolutely just smoke showed them when they played earlier this year. I think she's going to be popular just because she's going to fit in a lot of builds. I like the leverage of Maddie off of her for $1,100 cheaper. Obviously, floor is a lot safer with Billings, and I think that's why the ownership is going to lean that way.
I thought she would be. See, this is what Ryan was supposed to join us, but I don't know if it's going to be later. But I thought Billings was going to be lower because it's just not the way people are building. Like people want to jam Asia. I don't know if they're really falling on 8,600 here. I like her. I like Billings in the big GPP though.
Yeah, I think any of these bigs for the big tournament are perfectly fine. Big T is always a great tournament play. You just have to hope that she wants to play. Like if she wants to play and goes out there, Brink's going to be in immediate foul trouble if they run the offense through Big T, just because there's no real way to guard her. But also, like, running up and down the floor, Brink will have her gassed immediately. So there's a wide range of outcomes with Big T, and that's what makes her so appealing for tournaments and what makes her like such a headache on some slates. But I'm with you on Enrique. Like, she's probably the only player besides Fee that can probably rival Asia for like a massive, massive ceiling game.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Billings is coming in more popular. Now she's not. Yeah, good point. This is, besides the first game, I think this will be the game I have the most main team plays from.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have a lot of Enrique. I'm going to have Hamby in my all builds, but my main team plays, I'm going to have a lot of Enrique, Billings, Segris, Uzen, and even I'm going to follow you with Yuri. So.
Yeah, I think she's going to have to play.
These two games are going to be more like one-offs for my main team. Are going to be more like one. I'm only going to play one, which is scary, especially for this game. But that's just me. Main team plays for you in this game?
Probably. I think Enrique is the only one I have in my main, and then I have one that has I think I have three. More of a tournament line.
Yeah, I mean, it's all obviously it's a lot of Dallas, but
yeah. See, like, I mean, if you're making one lineup, you're probably play like on the Spark side. It's Hamby or nobody. If
Lexi Brown, baby, come on, Lexi Brown.
No, if you're only playing one lineup,
no.
I don't think you can play anyone on the Sparks besides Hamby.
If anyone's out there, if you're playing like 7+, throw in a Lexi Brown just for me. Yeah. I think I'm playing 12 or 14. I want to probably throw in 2 Lexis.
Like, there's no way I could ever pay $7K for Clarendon. I can't.
Like, what?
Never.
What is that? I hope Brink busts again so that price keeps coming down a little bit.
Yeah.
She's 7 next slate.
She trickles below 8K and
that's sexy.
And the fish will be biting.
It's me. I'm fish. All right. Last game of the night. Minnesota and Phoenix. I love Minnesota against Phoenix. Shitty ass defense. Oh, we had a couple earlier questions. I'm not forgetting to you guys. One of them was Sug Sutton, Cody, and I think you talked about because Griner is available from what you read.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the tweet that they released, it's the first game of the year that everyone is going to be playing. So I really have no interest in Phoenix. If that's true and BG plays and Allen plays, everyone's just priced up too much. I just don't expect BG to play enough. Like 12 to 15 minutes is what I would personally expect. You can't play Sug Sutton because Rebecca Allen's back. It's going to push Sophie Cunningham to the bench. You can't play Mac because BG's starting and we don't know how long or how many minutes she's going to get. It's just – and then you look at like the top end. Copper's overpriced with everyone back.
So
Cloud's probably the one I would have the most interest in.
She's good for cash too. But what was for the people who want sources? What was the tweet? Who was the tweet that said all of the Phoenix is available? That's massive. I mean, that makes me not want to look at Phoenix. I don't want to look at it if that's the case.
Cindy Brunson.
Cindy Brunson for y'all who need the fact check. Everyone on Phoenix is available. That makes them so gross. So I think we both agree they're gone. They are absolutely gone. We're not even going to talk about them. Minnesota. I love attacking in one-offs. I really just want one of not Collier or Zan. I'm going to have a lot of them, but I want one of like Carlton, Smith, McBride. I don't know, but I want one of those three to go off. And I really want McBride to be McBride. So what are you doing with him?
I like the matchup for the guards. Like it's everyone talks about like all you heard all off season was Natasha Cloud and Clea Copper are coming to Phoenix and going to change the culture. They're going to play defense. And DT still plays on this team, and they physically have to run zone because she is so bad at playing defense. One of them, I think it's going to be Carlton that DT guards. So I kind of like her as like a sneaky play. But if you're trying to win $25K, Alana Smith is sub 8K.
Yes.
And
I
the
love
girl
her.
has top. Like, she can post like massive games. I mean, over 40 in the first 2 games. Now, Dorka is back and eats into some of her minutes, but they're not playing Dorka near as much as I thought they would. She's only seeing like mid-teens minutes. The only worry with Alana Smith is she is foul prone. She does get in foul trouble at sometimes, and she will be guarding Griner when she's on the floor. That's not ideal, but at 7,900, she brings a lot of upside and will not have any ownership, in my opinion.
And I'll tell you what, you talked about them running zone. Alana's, God, every time she shoots a 3 when I watch, it goes in, and the stats back that up. She's not really been doing much from beyond the arc, and if a team plays zone, guys, what can you do? You can shoot threes. 7,900, that's a big upside play. I mean, there's one game where she started like 4 for 5 or 4 for 4 in the first half.
It was against Atlanta.
Oh my gosh, she could have. I thought, Cody, she had like 30 a half. What happened? I mean,
didn't play her.
She literally,
and she fell apart.
She was going for 50. I think she has 50 in her bag. Legit has 50 in her bag, no matter who's playing.
Yep. I agree. I think the price is they've overcorrected a lot of these Minnesota players just because, I mean, they've had multiple like big blowouts, and the coach is a troll minutes-wise every now and then. But like, I like Courtney Williams. Her minutes are kind of sketchy here lately. I like Kayla McBride. She's really been kind of scoring dependent at times, but if she gets hot, like the night I won the Queen of the Court ticket, she shot like 11 of 12 from the field and 7 of 7. Yeah, 7 of 7 from 3. Like, shot the lights out. But that's what she can do. And she had 2 peripheral stats. If she has a game where she gets like 6 or 7 and maybe posts like 20 plus real life points, she's going to be optimal. And this is a matchup like that she can do it because she's going to have open threes. I really like Minnesota. Like, as much as I don't like the Phoenix side, if everyone's active, I really like the Minnesota side. And we haven't even talked about Fee. Like, 11-1. It seems too cheap. She's been just ridiculous. Like, every game over 40 fantasy points besides one that blew out massive, over 60 and 2. Like, she has absolute.
I mean, look at these matchups: 62 versus Connecticut, and then 61 versus Seattle. Those are not cupcake matchups.
Yeah, and in close
she gets Phoenix.
Like, people don't realize, like, in close games, she's gonna play high 30s minutes, and with the potential to play even more. Like, it wouldn't surprise me in a game that's close, if it's down to the wire, she may play all 40 minutes, like may play the entire game. She did it a few times last year. She's already done it once this year. I love Fee. She has everything you want in a DFS player.
You know what you should do then? Play her over Asia and save $1,000. Thank you later.
I can't bring myself to do it.
Asia goes for like 56. Claire goes for like 53, but the savings, it lets you do a lot, like something pretty massive. All right, we got a couple questions. Actually, as we're going to answer, so if y'all want to throw in some more questions, go ahead. But we got value questions for this game. Okay. Don't trace Cecilia.
I get it, and I'm kind of there with you. Like, she is really scoring dependent. Like, you look at these. There's a couple games where she's got like 6 peripheral stats, 4, and then 2, and then 2, then 0. When she played 12 minutes against Atlanta and did absolutely nothing, 12 minutes, 0 fantasy points. I just think her minutes have gotten to be at a solid point where I think she is playable. But at 4,900, there is risk. I mean, she pretty much has to hit her shots to hit value because you can't rely on any of these peripheral stats. And the price is getting to a point where, like, it's starting to worry me to play her. I personally would rather just play Uru. I just like her, and I really feel like they're just going to have to play her. Where with Zandolsini, I just don't think they have to. I think she plays good defense. And the way she gets there is if like Carrollton gets in foul trouble and she comes out and hits a few threes and stays out there and like gets extended.
I'm willing to do one more time with her just because of the matchup.
Yeah, it's a good matchup.
And then we got Fee in play. Fee's been getting DMPs lately, hasn't she? Besides the blowout.
Yeah,
Fee is not in play.
Yeah,
She's just too deep. Here's another really good.
That's a little too deep for me. I think if it's a close game, she's just not going to play.
Here's a great question. Jay, I need you to get out of my head because this is straight. I want to play like one of these Minnesota, and it's mostly these two. And he says for more upside, and I guess Alana, because you can combine a scoring game with like a peripheral game where you just and you
I think it's Alana, but it's like super close because McBride has the better matchup. Like if you're looking matchup based, I like the matchup better for McBride, but like point per dollar, just pure upside, I would probably lean Alana, and I'll be surprised if she's 5% owned.
Yeah, I mean I think both are going to be low. Favorite value point. Favorite value point per dollar. It's got to be. Does Aaliyah count? Does Aaliyah Edwards count? No, is that cheating?
That's probably cheating.
Okay, so who would yours be?
Probably Uru.
I'll go off the board one. You're probably only doing one lineup, but I kind of like Jay Melbourne for 4K. I can't help it. I can't stop. She also wasn't that bad there. She just didn't get minutes.
Yeah, they
was playing well.
In the SWK.
Yeah, that's dumb. So off the wall, but you said Yuri, right?
Yeah,
I like that. Okay, on DK. STS and Wilson or Lloyd and Fee. I'm only playing one lap in the 15. I also have 7K left for flex. Dang. So these are does he have like our lineup? Does he have our lineup?
That is the exact question. I think if you're playing upside, you go Lloyd and Fee and then play the safe route with a 7K. And
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you mentioned that. So yeah, I couldn't have answered that any better myself. I agree. Is Aiken and play the contrarian play? For sure. Oh my God, yeah.
I'm gonna be so happy.
Yeah, if you rewind to like we got into it pretty early. Just rewind all the way to the beginning, and that's basically exactly what we said. Had to play a line instead of foul trouble. Oh, that's true that. I think I have extra $100. I'm going to play Joyner Holmes over Yuri.
I don't mind that. I wonder how many minutes she's going to get like with NECA back. I don't know like how much I can really trust that. She played 20 like fresh off the streets. So they trust her. So there's that. I don't mind. I mean, she's going to be like no owned. So if she comes out and gets 10 to 12 minutes and puts up a decent fantasy game, I mean, that's all you really need. I expect kind of Uru to be pretty popular just because like I can steam ownership now.
That kind of fits my bill because I'm only doing one-offs in that game, so I would kind of like for that game to be a blowout. So and a blowout, Holmes will get extended. So that actually kind of fits what I'm doing. I like your style. Who are we on? I forgot where am I? 11K. I think so. I think she can hit 60. I think we both do, but it's just there's so many good 10K plays that I feel more confident on who are on a shitty team.
Yeah, I think if you're making a bunch of lineups, you have to have some exposure to her, just because she's showing a ceiling. But 11K, that's rich. If she's $500 more expensive than Arike Agumbawale, she's $100 less than Fee. I would rather play both of them over her like 10 times out of 10. But in big tournament, if she's going to be super low owned and she's going to pop for a nuke game, I would definitely have shares.
For me, it's Nelissa, and it's not even close.
I agree.
I was about to say Clark. Who does Edwards guard today, Boston or Smith?
Melissa.
Oh, my God.
That's going to be just a blood.
I mean, they're all just going to it doesn't matter. Like that. I mean,
yeah.
Lord. So, okay, do you think Holmes is a DNP risk with NECA back, or do you think she at least gets on the floor?
I think she's a big DNP risk.
Okay.
That's why I'm not on her, but I do like the call, especially when there's 25K to first.
Yeah.
I was expecting her to be a DNP this last game, and that's why I was on Horston because I thought they would go small, and they played Joyner Holmes, and she played a lot.
All right, and last question. We got one more. Clark or Joel Lloyd? I'm going Joel Lloyd. You? Berger or a Pupe? Sorry. The Minnesota girl, right?
Yeah. Oh, man.
They closed with her the other night.
I probably lean Berger, but I don't trust the minutes for either of them. Like Berger.
Pupe closed the other night. Someone go with Pupe just because she closed that one game.
Yeah, but she's playing in the blowouts. Like, is she playing in
she's going to
close? Like, she's a great defender.
There was a game that was like semi competitive that she closed. Semi.
And she's a good defender. So I mean, and that's what they've been looking for, and that's why like Sewell's minutes have dipped is because like she's been coming in, she's been getting like 5 stocks a game. I probably can't go there, but I mean,
yeah,
her upside's bigger than Berger's, but I think Berger is for sure going to play.
Last time, Cody, where can people find you? Go, everyone, flood his Twitter with the rest of the questions that you didn't get in.
Where's your Twitter at? CRepass90 on Twitter, on YouTube. Videos every day. Absolute blast. Hop in the Discord. The link is in my YouTube description. Tons and tons of people in there talking WNBA every day. Love it. And also, guys, if you want to sub to this channel, we're going to keep doing these as much as we can. So sub. Hit the like button for us so we can keep doing them for free. It helps us out. I do all the stuff FSI. I do like a playbook style. I wish I could have the screen up to show it, but I list 2 cores, GBP, cash, and then I kind of list my favorite expensive and like how I order them, my favorite mid-tier, and my favorite cheapest. Go over to FSI DFS, FSI_DFS. Check us out. My Twitter @CurtainCall. Give us a like. I mean, it's a Friday night, guys. I don't think anyone else did a Friday night show. I mean, come on. DK went out to freaking dinner. Ryan still working on projections, which is a good excuse. But Cody, thanks for joining me. Hopefully we can do it again Sunday. Guys, I appreciate you listening. And awkward silence while I find the end button.